For example, these were the two heads we saw at the bottom of the tomb earlier, Lord Paycal. And everything is crucial. This crack here is very important. This circle here is very important. Everything is for a reason. Lord Paycal has a high hairstyle here and a low hairstyle there. So you know this because these are in the tomb. So let's have a look at, once I've found the 25 pictures in the border code, and I've found 25 pictures in the middle, I was left over with some border codes that I couldn't reconcile. I found the bat in the border, I found the bat in the middle. I found this picture in the border, I found that picture in the middle. And after I'd gone around them all, I couldn't find a home for these pictures in the border. This picture says, small guy here, hands on his chest, bare feet, closed eyes, he's got a halo on his head, a sunspot magnetic loop. He's just sitting there, lying there. That's the man in the tomb, got to be, his hands on his chest. He's got a bird on his head. It's the eye, the beak, and his wings are open, like a bird coming down. We've got the sun god from the Aztec calendar. He's got a magnetic loop on his head. He's the sun. And we've got two ear shapes here. So what could it mean? To see the man in the tomb, look for a bird on his head. To see the man in the tomb with a bird on his head, look. To see the man in the tomb with a bird on the head, who is the sun god, put the ears together, opposite each other. So they're giving me instructions. So, there's the ear shape here. As I say, I'm sorry about the projector. I'm trying to move it so that you can see the best part. There's the ear shape there. This time the colors are more complex, but you can see the painting by numbers technique now, how critical it is to stick to the areas and not to spill over. It's just rubbish. There's nothing there right now. But I've been told to put the ears opposite each other. So first of all, I'll line them up to start off, just so you know there's no cheating. There's nothing there, just the original design with a few colours in it. I've been told to turn them over, put the ears opposite each other. There's one ear and there's the other. There's the two ears together now. And look for a bird on the head. Well, I can't see a bird on the head. But now I know there's an epicenter to every picture because I'm getting used to it. The epicenter for this picture, if we draw a cross right across them, is that little red dot. See this dot? So I'm going to put that red dot, now the ears are opposite, slide them across so the little red dot is on top of itself. Now I know it's an epicenter, so then it says, look for a bird on his head. So now I have to rotate it, and there we have the bird on his head. Little bird with a chain in its mouth. And there we have underneath the bird a picture of the man in the tomb. Let me show you a clearer one. I've taken the grey away now and made it white. Can you see that? Now, he's got a bat mask over his face. I'll show you the bat mask in a few minutes. I'll keep you out of your waiting. This is Viracocha from a tomb in Peru. And here we see Viracocha with a bat mask over his face, with 4 sets of feathers on his head. Now, of course, he lived 300 years before Lord Paycal. But in his tomb, we find this little man, a golden man with his arms up, with corks on his head, on his hat, for flies, keep the flies away. This little man is across Lord Paycal's face in the tomb at Palenque, and we see he's got a pure heart here. It's going back to the Palenque model. So now we see the small man here with his arms in the air, with his pure heart. And on his head, he's got some numbers. If you look closely, if we look at those numbers, we've got 144000. That's backwards, that's a Maya. and backwards, 1440, and Maya 0, Maya 0. He's got 144,000 on his head. And in the book of Revelation in the Bible, it says those with 144,000 carved on their heads will be the ones who will go to heaven when the world is saved. This picture can only be seen when each of these acetates, you call them milars, I think. We call them acetates, so forgive me. It can only be seen when this one is turned 7.2 degrees and this one is turned 7.2 degrees. When the difference between them is 144 degrees, 14.4 degrees, we get this picture on his forehead, 144,000. When they're turned at 7 degrees, not 7.2, 7 and 7, just 0.2 of a degree, the man with a pure heart, his heart completes and becomes pure. It's a heart shape. And so, we're told, if you want only those with a pure heart at 7 and 7, 7 degrees and 7 degrees, will become, we see now, that doesn't say 144,000. It's a bit gobbledygook. This one says 144,000 because I've moved it from this position. From 7 degrees to 7.2, the number only appears at 7.2, so only those with a pure heart will go to heaven. We have to take a break there so they can change the audio tapes in the background. But the amazing lid of Palenque, that carving you saw, has over 100 stories like this. It tells us what heaven is, what hell is, what life's all about, why we're born, why we die, why this has to be. And, okay, let's leave it there.